12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
We start tonight with new developments in a story that we've been tracking for months. 3 people accused of being part of an international crime syndicate are sentenced for breaking into high-end homes across the valley and stealing valuables during dinner time. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Scottsdale police say the crime ring is responsible for stealing more than $3 million worth of goods. But residents and victims are really unhappy with the punishment or a lack of punishment the burglars received.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with one of the families who was victimized by this ring. And Chase, they feel that the sentencing was really just a slap on the wrist.
Great, Mark. The family tells me that the Scottsdale community, where many of these burglaries happened, lived in fear for months, worried that it was going to happen to them. So when they learned that some of these defendants are already back on the streets, they weren't too happy about it. It's a night the Clark family will never forget.
Glass all over the floor. And
last December, while they were out to dinner, their Scottsdale home was burglarized.
85% of my jewelry was stolen.
The people behind it, believed to be part of a South American theft group, Scottsdale police say they are known for breaking into luxury homes to steal cash and jewelry. In some cases, using cell phone and Wi-Fi jammers to prevent victims from calling 911.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Within just a couple of months, Scottsdale police say more than 100 of these burglaries happened throughout the Phoenix metro, leading to more than $3 million worth of goods stolen.
It opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that this was going on.
A handful of these accused burglars were arrested. Court documents claim they were here on travel visas or were using fraudulent IDs. 24-year-old Sebastian Soto, 33-year-old Grecia Castillo, and 26-year-old Manuel Gomez were part of those arrests and recently sentenced after pleading guilty. But the Clarks aren't happy with the punishment.
A slap on the wrist and out you go.
According to court documents, Soto and Castillo were sentenced to 6 months in jail and 2 years probation. But since it included time served, they were only behind bars for a few days before getting released back into the public. For Gomez, he was also sentenced to 6 months time served and 3 years probation. The documents claim he is also now back on the streets. Each one was also ordered to pay $129 in fines.
That's horrible.
The Clarks believe after everything they and so many in the community went through, probation isn't enough, hoping the other burglars set to be sentenced will face harsher penalties.
Doesn't seem like it's going to deter anybody from coming here to try this again.
Now, I did reach out to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for comment on the light sentencing, and a spokesperson told me it was applicable under state law because the defendants didn't have a criminal history and didn't bring weapons to the burglaries. Now, at the same time, other court documents we received claims that each one of those defendants you just heard has an upcoming hearing with ICE and may face possible deportation. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. A 2-year-old boy has died after being pulled out of a backyard pool in South Phoenix. It happened this afternoon in a neighborhood near 16th Street and Broadway. When the Phoenix Fire Department arrived, the child was unconscious. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono joins us in studio. And Bianca, have officials given any more information about how this could have happened?
Yeah, Mark, the Phoenix Fire Department tells us it's unclear what the family was doing while this 2-year-old somehow made it into the pool area. The family also didn't know just how long he had been underwater.
Unfortunately, I can confirm that that child has passed away.
On Monday afternoon, tragedy striking this quiet Phoenix neighborhood. A 2-year-old boy drowning in a backyard pool, unconscious when first responders arrived.
Family states that they do not know how long that child was underwater, but I can tell you that CPR was initiated prior to the fire department's arrival.
The devastating death adding to Phoenix's already shocking statistics this year when it comes to pediatric drownings. According to Children's Safety Zone, this would mark the 10th death of a child 5 years old or under since the start of the year, more than double the number of reports compared to last year, and matching the highest total the city has seen since 2005.
And this is just a constant reminder, even though that The weather is getting cooler. Please continue to watch your children around water.
Fire officials say there was a fence around the pool where the 2-year-old died Monday afternoon, which is why experts say a fence is not enough.
Please have your pool barriers up, have those fences, have self-closing, self-latching gates. But I can tell you that nothing, absolutely nothing, replaces proper adult supervision.
And this latest drowning happened on our monthly 12 News Water Watch Day, where we talked to experts about how to prevent this exact type of tragedy. Officials we interviewed today want to remind our viewers to remember ABC, adult supervision, barriers around water, and classes. Teach your kids to swim early. We're live in studio tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Yeah, so sad, Bianca, and you even saw they had a pool fence there. Well, 12 News is dedicated to keeping you and your family safe around water through our Water Watch campaign. You can find more life-saving tips and resources right now by going to 12news.com/waterwatch. Now to some developing news in New York. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, was arrested earlier this evening at a hotel in Manhattan. The charges against the rapper turned music mogul aren't known yet, but it follows a wave of lawsuits filed against him, alleging sexual assault in an ongoing federal investigation. That investigation was made public in March when federal agents executed search warrants at his properties in Los Angeles and Miami. We will keep you updated as we learn more about the arrest.
Back here in the Valley, let's get a look at your weather impact forecast. Lindsay, today marked the 113th straight day of triple digits.
Yes, but tomorrow we're going back to 0 because the high is only going to be 93. We're finally going to break this long stretch of triple-digit heat. It's going to be the coolest day since late May, since May 26. That was our last high in the double digits. The radar pretty clear tonight. Eastern Arizona, though, still could see a couple showers overnight through about midday tomorrow. Nothing severe anticipated. The valley now dry. Skies have cleared. Temperatures have fallen. We did top out at 102 today. Right now we're at 89, so very comfortable across the lower deserts. It's 57 in Greer, 76 degrees in Page. Here's a look at our 12 News exclusive monsoon meter. 14 days left of monsoon 2024. It wraps up on September 30th. We are looking at just that slight chance for eastern and southeastern Arizona through about noon tomorrow for a stray shower. Otherwise, those areas will dry out. The valley, northern Arizona, and western Arizona do stay entirely dry tomorrow. Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Tonight, more than a dozen Yarnell residents are happy to be back home after a fire forced evacuations earlier this afternoon.
It's called the Crestway Fire. It started just south of State Route 89A near Crest and Happy Ways. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra talked to people in the area about the tense moments and has more from Yarnell.
Smoke and flames coming from a small wildfire took dozens of people living in Yarnell by surprise Monday afternoon.
I don't know. I think I was in shock.
Alexandra Howe lives right across the street from where the Crestway fire started. She says she heard a loud bang, then her power went out.
I heard the fire chief, I think it was, come up with his lights zooming up the hill.
Others living near Crestway rushed home from work to get their pets. Kids were sent home early from school.
I was scared because I was worried about my mom, and I was worried about the fire if our house was burned down.
Just south of the fire, Alice Hicks was one of about a dozen people forced to evacuate their homes.
We hurried up and got all our valuable stuff. He packed his truck, I packed my car, and off we went.
The fire moved up the mountain and away from houses. Instead, power lines and communication towers sat in the fire's path.
We watched it go up the hill, but it was pretty much under control.
Despite strong winds, crews got a handle on the fire quickly. No damage was reported and evacuation orders were lifted after just a few hours.
It's part of living in the desert, you know, and it's been so dry.
This is a town that knows the dangers of wildfires all too well. It was more than 11 years ago that the Yarnell Hill fire devastated the community, taking the lives of 19 Granite Mountain hotshots. Tonight, residents are thankful firefighters kept this one from taking a turn for the worse.
They do a good job. They try their best, and that's all we could ask.
And say it's always a good reminder to be fire safe and ready.
You never know when anything's going to start here, you know.
In Yarnell, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Boy, what those people in Yarnell have been through. For the latest on fires in our state, just download the 12 News app. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now. And once you do that, you'll be directed to download the app on your mobile devices. Inside, you'll find the latest on any wildfires that are burning right now and any evacuations. You can also learn more at 12news.com/wildfires. In national news tonight, the suspected gunman in yesterday's attempted assassination of former President Trump made his first court appearance. 58-year-old Ryan Ruth is facing 2 gun-related charges. He's accused of hiding out and pointing a semi-automatic rifle less than 500 yards away from where former President Trump was golfing at his course in West Palm Beach. Earlier today, we caught up with a Valley security expert who has planned high-profile events for 2 former presidents. He anticipates there will now be a boost in protection for the former president.
The Secret Service has always been a very effective tool. They've always been considered to be the best protective service in the world. But that doesn't mean you're infallible. There does need to be more security, much more security than what we've currently had now or in the past.
In Washington, President Biden told reporters that he is relieved that Trump wasn't hurt and called on Congress to take action to boost resources for the Secret Service.